Okay, Josh. Now that we've got the arms in, I've taken it apart again. I want to do this again. Probably the first time around, I probably just rushed right through it. Went so fast, and you might not have understood everything. But first of all, I want you to understand, because you've got different amounts of shims here. Some of you might have 3 of them here, and then other you might have 4 here. Some of you might have 5. Some of you might have 6. There's a method to this. I sent you this on an email. This is your shim chart, and this will tell you how many shims you need. You can see your pins are here, and you got A, B, C, and D, and this will tell you how many shims. And here I'm going to show you how you figure it out. You got these 2 arms right here, and you take a straight edge, and you put the straight edge here, and you see right here there's a gap. Here's a Mitutoyo dial indicator. Your mom got me this too. It's really nice. You take your Mitutoyo dial indicator and you measure this right here, and you go, oh, that's 220 thousandths of an inch. So you go to the computer, and you have to Google or dogpile a conversion chart. You need to convert 290 thousandths of an inch to millimeters, and I've already done this. Actually, it wasn't 290; it was 220. Anyway, so 220 thousandths of an inch translates to 5.59 millimeters. So going by your chart here, 5.5, that tells me you need 2 shims at A, 6 shims at B, 5 shims at C, and 3 shims at D. That's how this is figured out. You're always going to have a total of 8. You can have 8 shims top and 8 shims bottom. Whether it's 2 and 6 or 4 and 4 and 3 or 5, it's all determined by this number here. So that's how KCW figured it out. He had it all put together. He did this with the straight edge. He measured it, put the shims in. So I wanted you to understand that your shims, like, they're already installed on the outside. If you pop this pin out, you can count them here. They're inside there, and then you can count them there. But you don't need to do that because he's already determined that for you. I just want you to understand, though, that the shims go on and then the O-ring goes on. Okay? Now we're going to start back again. I'm going to glue these with the grease. I'm going to glue these funny washers on here, and you got this groove right here, and that's just going to stick it on there. That's going to hold it in place. The reason why I wanted to do this again is because I want you to understand. You might be wondering how come there's 2 shims on here and 3 on the other and all that. There's a method to this, because all of these arms are not the same. Once again, I'm going to put a little WD-40 on here, make them slide easy. Now they're ready to go right in. You can see when they're seated down. Boom. And once again, probably from remember the other video, I'm going to look down through that hole, and it looks clear. The bolt goes right in. The bolt has a washer on it. Once again, these are brand new bolts that Jake got. You should have new bolts with yours. It's clear also.
Washer than nut.
Yeah, washer than nut. I've done this so many times. It only takes a few minutes to take it apart and a few minutes to get it back together. I just wanted to do this again. I want you to understand the shim thing. Those shims are for a reason. They're just not random.
Because you hurried the last time.
Yeah, and I was in a hurry last time. Okay, now I can feel it's tight, I'm going to back it off just a hair. I'm going to get the top one tight. And back it off just a hair. Now they're ready to tighten up. I like lock nuts myself, that's why Jake got these. Now the bolt here, hold on a second, I'm going to go grab a spare arm over here. I'll explain that too. Here's an arm. You can see the arm has this slot here, and the bolt is just tightening up on that link pin that's going through there. And that's it. Once again, and here's the drum, and your drum, even though this is drum brakes, your hub for your disc brakes is going to have the same setup. You can see the bearings on the inside. This is the inner bearing. And the bearing's already in there, and here's this brand new seal. You got to get the bearing in and then put the seal in. So if we wanted to take these bearings out, we would have to literally destroy the seal, prying it out to get it in. And another thing I like to do is here's one of the seals. I've got tons of these laying around, but what I did is I went to Home Depot and I went to the plumbing department, and this is just a piece of hard plastic, and I took a seal with me, and I found a piece of plumbing fitting that fit right over that. So when you go to stick this in, you can take this plastic dude, you can stick it on here. Hold on a second. Grab a little block of wood, and bam, bam, that's how you get that thing in there. But when we're ready to do these bearings, when you're ready to do that, we'll go over that too. Now that's it for now, dear. I just wanted to go over that.
Okay, Josh,
Okay.
Ignore the first video, go to the second video. It's better.
Were you paying attention, Henry? I want you to understand it about this right here and this right here. It's pretty cool, huh?